Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I have for you today something new, something a little bit special. As you can see, the interface is very different, and that's because I am doing some peep mode in StarCraft. I think I'll just call this series Obscraft or something like that. And so what this is I'm getting into the Obs game, the peep mode game of Metalopolis, and just watching regular players play. Today we have a Silver League player playing against a Bronze League player, and so there are people of all sorts of leagues playing against each other. And so I thought it would be exciting for everyone, especially those who are playing. So I'm going to try to figure out this interface, getting the UI up so I can get the production tab going. So I'll introduce the players. Today, spawning on the right corner of Metalopolis as the yellow Terran, we have echorising. Echorising is a Silver League Terran player, and his opponent will be a Protoss player named Clancey. Clancey, who's spawning as the pink Protoss, I do believe. And so this is peep mode. If you'd like to play it, I think it's on the second page of the custom games, so you can just go there and you should be able to find this as well as a lot of other really cool Blizzard games. In fact, you should check out the new Blizzard mod, which is very fantastic. It's very difficult, but I did defeat it finally after 6 gruesome hours of trying. Actually, it was on and off. I was doing homework. Yeah, and so in other exciting news, I just casted some games with Boisterous StarCraft, so you can check them out at Boisterous SC2 if you search that in YouTube, or go to youtube.com/user/Boisterous SC2, I believe, and you can check out his channel. He's a great guy. He does some great casts, and we did some co-casts together, and that was a lot of fun. So big thanks to Boisterous, and hopefully we'll do more in the future. And I have 2 videos of the co-cast on my channel, and he has 2 on his, so you can check mine out at CadoinkStudios. So anyway, I'll get back to the game. We do have some pretty normal stuff coming out for Clancey. We have 2 gas as well as a gateway and a cybernetic score just now finishing. Maybe we'll see a 4-gate. But we do see an engineering bay being placed in Clancey's base by echorising. This is very interesting. It's going to prevent him from getting gas out of this assimilator. It's going to be very obnoxious, especially considering he only has 1 zealot. It's going to take a while to kill this engineering bay. Back in echorising's base, however, we do have a supply depot with a little stop sign. I don't know what that means or why it's there, but this is the case, as well as he's also getting a barracks with a tech lab and a factory. Engineering bay was destroyed, and Clancey is going a robotics facility pretty early. And it looks like, according to these guys, that the engineering bay was not cancelled, it was actually destroyed. So big blunder by echorising, as he did lose 125 minerals. However, it did keep Clancey from getting that gas as early as he could have, and because he's getting this early robo, he's going to need a lot of gas early. And so this could be a lot of trouble for our friend Clancey, the Protoss hero. Back in echorising's base, we do have a Marauder, which will push away that Stalker for the time being. Very nice by echorising. He also has finished his factory, and he's getting tech labs on a barracks and a tech lab on a starport, so we should see Banshees in the future. Yes, Goliath is very right. We will see a 1-1-1 coming out at this time. In fact, we do have the double gas cranking it out. So yeah, that's very good. Gonna try to get the resources up. Sweet. This peep mode is very different from the regular StarCraft viewing, but I quite like it. It's quite different. You can do all sorts of weird camera angles and stuff. In fact, if you look, I can zoom out. Whoa! Quite radical. And then you have all this sort of craziness, like little buglets crawling around, and when they build buildings, yeah, you can kind of see a hazy starport. I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but just kind of a hazy written thing saying what the building is. So it looks like he's going kind of a 2 starport play, double Banshee kind of goodness. I don't know what else you would call it, a double Banshee play. But we do have Clancey's Observer coming in, and he will be able to spot this quite easily, especially because Echo Rising does not have any detection, and so he's going to see the Banshees. Luckily for Echo Rising, he's not going for Cloak, and this is a good decision seeing as it won't do him any good with the observers on the field. He might have spotted this very early robotics facility and thought, well, there's no point. And Clancey, being very smart about making sure that there absolutely is no chance of Cloak, is building a second observer. This is very wise. He also has quite a good force of Stalkers and an Immortal up, and it looks like he's going to even take an expansion. However, Echo Rising will come in with a Hellion and try to push away this probe. But Clancey's forces have come in to reinforce, and it looks like he will live another day. This is good that he has a lot of Stalkers because of this double Starport Banshee thing that's going on. Banshees are quite strong, but if he gets Blink Stalkers or anything of that nature, he will be able to push it back quite easily. In fact, I'd even like to see some High Templar so he can just storm them. That's very good against air units that kind of clump together like that. And we can see Clancey, is being very active at watching his ramp, not his ramp, but his edge of his base to make sure that this Banshee harassment doesn't destroy him. However, Clancey will be moving around the base, and so he might be caught a little bit off guard. We do see that he has kept his observer here, which is very nice. He's going to be spotting expansions, and he knows that he can't have that much. In the meantime, the Banshees are coming in, but they will be shut down by this massive amount of Stalkers. I don't see what Echo Rising can do. However, it looks like he's just going to straight up try to kill him. It looks like he was on stop or hold position or something. I don't know, but the Stalkers weren't attacking when they should have been. Warping in some more Stalkers to the right. Very smart by our friend Clancey. I would like to see more gateways. He only has 3 at this time. It's kind of not that many. He can afford 4 on one base, and I'd also like to see him take an expansion, which he is doing. So this is very good. However, this Banshee harassment might be able to pick this off if he doesn't get his Stalkers onto the low ground soon enough. But yeah, we do see Echo Rising continuing to build Banshees, and that seems to be all he's doing is building Banshees. He did build an orbital in his base, and he will be floating it over to his Nat. However, Clancey will see this with his observer, and he knows that his expansion will be a little bit ahead, even transferring probes, which is very nice by Clancey. Right now the game is sort of at a standstill. We do have 6 Banshees on the field, quite a large force of Banshees. Maybe even big enough to take out this group of Stalkers, but I'm not quite sure. Looks like they will be pushed back. At this point in the game, I would like to see some upgrades for Clancey. He's still stuck on this 3 gateway thing. He has 270 minerals, so he doesn't have that much. And we do see the Twilight Council going down at this time. Very nice by Clancey. He will be able to get Blink, and he can just blink into the Banshees and pick them off really quickly. Seeing as the Banshee is a very quick unit, this will make it a lot easier for him. In the meantime, we have Echo Rising still building Banshees. I don't know why he's not transitioning out. He's getting a Thor as well. Wow, in fact, that must be the Odin Thor. Ha! I haven't seen that very often. I didn't get the Collector's Edition. In fact, Goliath is commenting on that. He's also getting ready to take his 3rd, which is very good. This will give him a bit of an economic advantage, as Clancey hasn't even begun to think about taking a 3rd, as it seems. He doesn't have the minerals for it, and his bases aren't quite fully saturated yet. He did, I believe, get a turret, yes, so he did destroy the Observer, but not before the Observer saw this 3rd base, and so Clancey should know that Echo Rising is planning on taking a 3rd, and he should probably do something to prevent that. Maybe go put on some pressure, something like this. However, he doesn't have that much, finally getting 2 more gateways, and opting to get Zealot legs before Blink, which I think is a very poor decision considering how many Stalkers he chose to get in the beginning of the game, and the fact that Echo Rising is just still going mass Banshee. In fact, he has quite a few of them coming in from behind. They should be able to pick off pylons in very few hits. maybe 1 or 2 shots with a mass of them. In fact, we'll see here in a second. Looks like about 3 seconds and a pylon's gone. However, Clancey is coming in with his stalkers. They will be able to do some damage, but there is a large amount of banshees. They're kind of stutter-stepping, trying to pick off as many of the stalkers as they can. Looks like they will be pushed back, as there is just enough stalkers to deal with this force. But he did lose a pylon as well as those 2 forges, and he really needs to get some upgrades. He just finished the Zealot legs and is researching blink at this time. But I would have liked to see that blink a little earlier. Might have been able to pick off more of those banshees than he did. Echorising is taking his 3rd. This is very good. I like this bunker placement as well as the supply depot, making sure this ramp is covered because this side is pretty well safe, especially with these Thors here. So this will be a very safe 3rd. So this is a good move by Echorising. In the meantime, it looks like Clancey is floating quite a bit of minerals, and he should probably move a probe or 2 up to one of these bases, maybe even the gold, and oh, it's not a gold on peep mode, it's just a regular mineral patch, and take an expansion, or just put down like 10 more gates, which it looks like he is doing, putting down 4 additional gates at this time, as well as the 2 more forges that have just finished, and he will be trying to get +1 upgrades at this time. If we go back to the Terran's base, it looks like we don't have any upgrades for Echorising either. So the upgrades are pretty even. However, this Thor Banshee army is completely horrifying. I don't know how he will deal with it, especially with just stalkers and like a few zealots, maybe 2 zealots. I don't understand why he chose to get zealot legs when he has so few zealots. But maybe he knows something I don't. He is going straight for that 3rd. Looks like he wants to try to take it out before this bunker gets finished. Looks like he might be able to do it. He's coming in right now. The bunker just now finishes. Echorising tried to move his Marines in. One of the bunkers goes down, while the other one is being repaired by the SCVs. And it looks like he's blinking up to remove the rest of the bunker. And finally, Echorising's force came in with a ton of Banshees. The Thor's a little bit off guard, and the Stalkers are doing a ton of damage to everything in Echorising's base. Is a very good play by Clancey. Echorising moving back in with his Banshees while Clancey just blinks away. Very nice blink, going to be able to get in and try to do some damage. However, he does get caught off guard by some bunkers as well as a Thor, and I don't know how much damage was done. If we look in the units lost tab, it looks like Clancey has lost some more. However, I'm not sure. He did try to take an expansion. However, Echorising very wisely left some Marines here to deal with that, and now he's going to be pushing forward once again with his scary Thor Banshee army. In the meantime, Clancey is continuing to mass up stalkers. He's working on those +2 upgrades. He should be working on +2 at this time. If we look in the production tab, he's not currently, but hopefully he'll think about it and start doing that. He's trying to take his 3rd. In the meantime, Echorising is sending in his mass Thor Banshees. The forces are engaging, and he's moving his stalkers forward. However, there are quite a few Thors. He blinks forward to try to get a good surround on the Thors. It looks like he's doing a ton of damage to the Banshees, but there are just too many Thors on the field. 5 of them still alive. Actually, 1 to reinforce, and wow, all of the stalkers go down, and there's the GG by Clancey. Great game by both players. I thought for Silver League and Gold League, they played very, very well. So congratulations, Echorising, for a very good game, and good try, Clancey. I really enjoyed watching you play. So anyway, another game's about to start, and so I'm going to end the video right here. See you guys later.